How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Button Down Comedy's Quarantine Comedy 15. We've been doing this every other Friday since the quarantine started. Thank you for coming. We have a nice group of comedians for you today. First thing I'd like to do is I'd like to ask everybody to unmute if you could. In fact, I'm going to ask you to unmute if you could. That way we can hear you laugh. We would love to hear you laugh. If you want to turn your video on so we can see your smiling faces when you laugh, that'd be great too. As comedians, the feedback really helps us, gets our energy up, and when our energy's up, hopefully we make you laugh even more. We do have comics here who've been doing comedy for many years, and the pandemic has been very hard on them. If you like what you see tonight and you feel the urge to, we do accept donations for the comics at paypal.me/BD Comedy, or with Cash App, it's just $Button Down Comedy. Everything that you send will be split between the comedians, and they appreciate anything you could do. I've been doing comedy for a while now, and it is amazing how things have changed just within the last year. We've got going from live comedy to shows like this. It's definitely a different world. But I've been doing this for about 3 years. I'm actually a self-employed computer consultant, and what that means when you're self-employed is that you have a jerk for a boss who pushes the buttons, makes you work too hard, and tries to sleep with your girlfriend. But hey, the quarantine definitely has made dating different. For us guys, it really gives us that edge, because we can tell our girlfriend we had these tremendous plans to go dancing, to the movies, get this really fancy restaurant, but with the pandemic, we can't do that. We'll just have to sit on the couch and watch Netflix. So, it wasn't our fault. We really wanted to do it. As you get older, your eyes start to go, and you think that's a bad thing, but the body starts to go too, and you really don't want to see that. So I think it just works out well. It does. And things have changed as I've gotten older. Back when I was a kid, we had incels. We just called them dorks. And the thong, that was just called a wedgie. And those all the time. I see all these things for lifelong learning. At my age, that's not very long anymore. And I've seen people use the word love wrong. I love pizza. No, there's no emotional attachment to that pizza. I love my mom. I lust pizza. No emotional attachment at all. And I've heard that touch is the language of love. Hey, you want to feel me tell a joke? Someone's gotten some feedback. If you want to turn your volume down, or appreciate that. I had a girlfriend once that had a nickname for me. She called me her Energizer Bunny. She said every time she thought of me, she thought AAA. It's good, right? It's a good rating. AAA. She ended up putting a restraining order out on me. I told her, it's your own fault. You made me promise to never leave. Now, what's for dinner? But I did get back into the dating scene, and I was on this date with this one girl, and she had this issue with her food. It couldn't touch. It had to be separated. And I asked her, I said, what about things like stir fry, where they're all mixed together? She said, it's fine as long as it comes out that way. So I just have to remember to put the whipped cream on before I go into the bedroom. I had a girlfriend tell me that she wanted a fairy tale relationship. I wasn't sure what that meant until I came home one day and found 7 short guys in the bedroom. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the rule of three. The rule of three says that 3 of something is more desirable, more satisfying. I've been trying to convince my girlfriend of that fact, but it just has not worked. Okay, round of applause if you like having music play while you're making love. Round of applause. Yeah, really? A little smooth jazz, some blues. But you have to be careful. You have to choose your music very carefully. I chose hip hop. Pitbull came on and I nearly blew out my hip. Oh man, it was tough. And I've finally come to the realization that this is the difference between children and girlfriends. When you threaten to spank them, children will stop. I had a friend of mine told me I should date a runner. I said, eventually they all do. And the worst thing you can hear from your significant other is nothing. I'm not talking about the silent treatment. I'm talking about the word nothing. Hey, hon, what's wrong? Nothing. It's never nothing. Never is. I had a girl once break up with me because I was dyslexic, obviously. I just demonstrated that. You know, it really wasn't my fault I messed up to 69. Have you ever had your significant other say, hey, I can't read your mind? Trust me, that's a good thing. Otherwise, we'd be ducking all the time. Girlfriend told me, get my mind out of the gutter. I said, but that's where the rest of me is. It's a package deal. With the pandemic, you know, we've had to kind of up our game a little bit, you know, push the envelope in the bedroom. So, you know, you try something new. It's like, ooh, that's new. Ooh, I like that. Hey, wait a minute. Where'd you learn that? My girlfriend hates it when I use the N word. So I just have to say yes to everything. She told me the other day, she says, never change. But then she complains about the smell. Well, that is my time. I'm going to bring up our first comic. Her name is Erica. She is a Chicago-born educator, she's a comedian and public speaker, formerly based in Shanghai, China. She was actually the first Black comedian to perform in Mongolia at the inaugural Silk Road International Comedy Festival in July of 2019. You remember that time? That was before we had the pandemic. Yeah. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Erica. Actually, Erica is not in the room yet. Gotta get these people to leave them. Just do that. All right. Erica back in the room here. There we go. And Erica is going to take the stage for us. All right. I just lost Erica.
Oh, no.
Here she comes. She came back in. Not a problem. We'll bring her up here and please welcome Erica.
Here we go. Thank you. Thank you so much, Geo. Appreciate it. First off, you're probably wondering, who are these gentlemen behind me? And for the record, they are the rock group 9 Inch Nails, getting inducted to the Hard Rock Hall of Fame tomorrow. I'm a Black woman that loves 9 Inch Nails. Okay. But then I wound up coming to the realization at some point, driving around in my car, listening to them, that me singing their songs, I just kind of sound like a sad Sade. As Geo introduced me, my name is Erica Switzer. So I am a Black American woman that used to teach English to French kids in the middle of Shanghai, China. You cannot get more American than that. And I used to love my job. I used to take it seriously. I would teach my kids the classics, like Macbeth. But with Kanye West is Macbeth. And Kim Kardashian is Lady Macbeth. You know, the original clout chaser. I do believe it was Shakespeare who wrote, "Avast, she be a gold digger." And the lady dots protest a broke nigga. See, used to teach my kids those classics. I am from Chicago. I was coming home. I thought I would be witnessing President Kanye West's inauguration. But alas, and if you're wondering what I was doing over in China aside from teaching, well, getting in good with our future overlords. Nevertheless, I love my kids. I miss my kids. The last year of my teaching, they had me teaching drama. That was a new one for me. And, well, you know, and one of my students wanted to write a play based on the life and death of Avril Lavigne. Some of y'all haven't heard that name since 2006. Right? Canadian pop star, skater boy. She was a girl, he was a boy. Can I make it anymore? Some of the whitest songs to ever write, Avril is responsible for. And so I don't know if you guys have heard this, but there was a rumor on the internet that the original Avril was killed and replaced with a clone. So I had to ask my student, I said, so you mean to tell me that during the death scene, you're gonna have the killer come right behind the original Avril and softly sing in her ear, "Chill out, what you yelling for?" That is a complicated joke. I am divorced.
Yeah.
Like what I presume to be the majority of us in this room. Okay. We grown-ups, let's talk about it. So I left the States. I got out of a loveless marriage, and I was trying to get back on the dating scene. You know, I'm in my late 30s, and in China, if you're a woman in your late 20s, early 30s, and you're still not married, you're considered a leftover woman. I am reheated. And just to give you a little background about me, my ex-husband was white, ex-boyfriend black, current boyfriend white. So a graph of my love life looks like a chessboard, but I'm the queen. Because I'm always checking my mates, you know? And when I got divorced, I was thinking, you know, I treat myself to a movie. I went ahead and I saw the movie Black Panther that had just come out. Black Panther. And I'm sitting there in the movie theater looking at these deep, dark, chocolatey warriors just shining in their destiny. I wanted to come home. I wanted to let a brother hit it one good time for Wakanda. But alas, my vag has been recolonized. I started trying to get on these dating apps, trying to meet with some guys, you know. So this one time I got matched with a real hot Korean guy. I said, okay, I want to put some hot sauce in my kimchi. And so he messages me, have you ever eaten Korean guy before?
Oh my God.
I said, I like bibimbap, not bibimbap. I got matched with this real buff Chinese guy. And I said, what's one thing you're not afraid to admit here? He said, I'm gay. Thought to myself, I know I'm a handsome girl, but damn. And you see, I had started meeting up with some of these guys and they were lacking in that region, you know? And I came to the conclusion that messing with me is like the game of American football. It is a game of inches. And if you're going for the score and you come up a little bit short, it's the other team's turn. You hear me? So when I came home last summer, I wound up meeting up with a guy who's not my usual type. He's short, he's skinny, he's got long blonde hair. And when he turns around, he looks like a hot Ukrainian chick. I mean, he's a beautiful boy and I'm a handsome girl, so it works out. You know, have you ever seen those couples where the guy is hot? He's like model hot. And then you look at the girl like, she must have some good pussy. He's in there right now playing guitar, very much like him. He's tired of hearing me talk about him. But ladies and gentlemen, he's blessed in this area, okay? He's very white, but he's black where it counts. It's so big for us, sex is social distancing. That's my time. I've been Erica Switzer. Thank y'all.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hang on, can't find me. Hey, let's give it up for Erica. Again, if you guys want to donate, please paypal.me/BD Comedy for PayPal or Cash App, $Button Down Comedy. Our next comedian comes to us from the UK. He's a British-born stand-up comic. He is currently based in Dallas, Texas. He brings his own wry take on life, love, family, and politics. He's been working in Texas and been doing virtual shows all over the United States. Please give it up for David Parsons.
Well, thank you, Geo. Give it up one more time for the very funny Erica Switzer, please.
Please.
Okay, before I get into my set, I've got some breaking political news. No, you can't escape from it. I'm sorry. Donald Trump just announced that he's in favor of abolishing the Electoral College. Apparently, he wants to replace it with the Electoral Trump University. It's basically the same thing, but he always comes out on top and everybody else feels shafted. Trump supporters are clamoring for him to be added to Mount Rushmore. This is a clear non-starter, but the Italian government has announced that they're willing to feature him on Mount Etna as long as he supervises the carving himself. And this just in, President Trump has told his advisors that he will not wear a coat when he goes out. Apparently he hates it, he doesn't like the color, it's all scratchy, and they can't make him. Okay, so the COVID lockdown has not been kind to my diet. Trying to improve matters, I went to see a dietitian just the other day, and she told me she was very concerned about my body mass index. She showed me on a chart, and I left feeling despondent because I've no idea how I'm going to gain 3 feet in height. You know the modern craze for recreating childhood photographs? Well, I thought it looked kind of cool, so I decided to have a go. Thought it'd make a good Christmas present for my father. Apparently, I don't look so precious in a sailor suit anymore. Don't really fit in the kitchen sink for a bath. And it's absolutely no longer cute when I take a shit in a bucket on the beach. So I'm going to be searching for a different gift, I think. So our wonderful host, Geo, said he's into hip-hop in the bedroom. I like hip-hop too. My favorite current song is that glorious WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. I love it. It's got a great beat, catchy melody, and some tight rhymes. But if you look at the lyrics closely, there are just some things I don't understand. Bring a mop and a bucket for this wet-ass pussy. I'm sorry. If cleaning supplies are involved, I'm not going to be turned on. Clean up in aisle 69. No thanks. Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Okay, this may just be my lack of experience, but I've never heard of using the nose for cunnilingus before. And in any event, my credit card has a chip rather than a magnetic stripe. So you shove it in the slot and you leave it there until the transaction's complete. I'm pretty sure that's not the way to deal with a vagina. He brought a phone just for pictures of this wet ass pussy. Who the fuck doesn't have a phone? I mean, are we supposed to believe there's a man exists who didn't have one of those devices and just had to go out and buy one? I don't think so. Not a garter snake. I need a king cobra. Well, according to Wikipedia, the king cobra is one of the most deadly snakes in the world. I don't have a vagina, but if I did, I wouldn't be putting that anywhere near it. And besides, the king cobra, when aroused, extends its hood to about 14 inches wide. And that's too big for even the wettest of pussies. So I'm the father of a 10-year-old daughter. She inherited her mother's good looks and her father's wit and sense of humor, which is exactly the right way round to have those qualities. I did a stand-up set for her school auction this year on Zoom, and I thought it would be fun if she introduced me and cracked a joke of her own at my expense. I asked her what she could say about me that was mean but funny. She responded without a hesitation, "Well, you're very fat." I said that comment was perhaps a little too on the nose and said that I wanted her to gently roast me. "Roast me," she responded. "I don't think I'd be able to fit you in the oven." So I went past her house the other day with one of those "drive like your kid lives here" signs. So I rolled down the window and shouted, "If you don't get off that fucking iPad now and do your homework, you're grounded." Of course, if my kid did live in that house, she'd be quite safe unless I careened off the road through the front door, made it all the way through the house and crashed into the couch in the family room at the back, where she's permanently ensconced on said iPad watching YouTube videos. Her favorite thing to do is to watch videos of kids playing video games. I don't get that. I remember catching hell from my parents for playing video games, but at least my thumbs were getting some exercise. What's next? Watching videos of kids watching videos of kids playing video games? Anyway, she's just entered the preteen years, and sometimes it's like living with a bipolar person. One minute she's all, "I love you, Daddy. Will you read me a story like you did when I was little?" And the next minute, "I've ruined her life because I won't let her wear makeup to elementary school, buy her an iPhone 12, or let her get a TikTok account so she can twerk." But don't get me wrong, despite these preteen sort of slip-ups, being a dad's pretty awesome. But it's not all puppies and rainbows. And to my mind, perhaps the worst thing about being a parent is having to listen to her really shitty music and pretend to enjoy it. Now, there are plenty of culprits out there in the preteen music space, but to my mind, by far the worst are a group called the Kids Bop Kids, the perpetrators of the worst crime against music since Hanson and Bop their way to the top of the charts. If you don't have a prepubescent girl in the house, you may not have heard of the Little Assholes, but they're a collection of ridiculously chipper tweens who sing popular songs with all the adult words and concepts edited out. I'll give you an example. In the song TikTok, Kesha sings, "Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. But when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back." The Kids Bop Kids sing, "Before I leave, brush my teeth, make sure I reach the back. I've got a sleepover tonight and I've got to pack." You are fooling no one, you little shits. Now, although there are a lot of songs out there that they cover that are inappropriate for their target audience, there are some places they won't go. There's no "My Neck, My Back" by Kaya. There's no WAP. There's no "Down with the Sickness." Nothing at all by Lil Kim. But guys, I just don't think you're trying hard enough. If you're going to go halfway on a concept, why not commit? So I had to go myself. Erica will know this one, but do you all remember that wonderful song by Nine Inch Nails, Closer?
Mhm.
You know, the one that starts, you let me violate you, you let me penetrate you? Well, a kid's bopped it. And with your indulgence, I'd like to offer you a sample, okay?
Woo!
You let me snuggle with you. You let me have tea with you. You let me party dress you. You let me confide in you. Help me, I broke my Barbie dream house. Help me, I got no cookies to sell. Help me, the only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I wanna hug you like a stuffed animal. I wanna snuggle you at bedtime. I wanna hug you like a stuffed animal. My whole existence is fun. Get me closer to mom. Catchy? Maybe I'll send it to the kids boppers. Or maybe I'll end it all if I have to listen to tweens sing Uptown Funk again. Okay. I think I might be a terrible person because I've started to hate my cat. We've had Max since he was a kitten, but he's 16 now. That's about 90 in cat years, and I think he's a little bit senile. I love the little furball, but he's a bit of a nightmare to live with. For about 15 minutes a day, he wants to cuddle, but other than that, it's like living with a constantly drunk roommate. Max, what's this soggy mess I just stepped in? Hey, dude, I had this mouse and it was delicious, so I left you half. Max, did you puke in my shoes again? Oh, might have had one or two drinks too many. Better out than in, though, right? Max, for heaven's sake, stop pissing on the bed. Oh, no, I thought it was the bathroom. You know I love you, right? You're my best friend. Well, we took the little guy to the vets the other day, and they ran some blood tests because they were all concerned about him. And when we got the results, I'm not ashamed to say I sat down and I cried a little. There's nothing wrong with the little shit, and he'll probably live for another 3 years. Like I said, I think I might be an asshole. I've never understood why some men send unsolicited dick pics to women they're trying to attract. Let's leave aside a moment the fact that it's very rude. Is this really the best side men can present? Let's consider the male genitals for a moment. Flaccid or hard, they're not intrinsically attractive. Vaginas, at least, are pleasingly symmetrical, but penises, it's more like that tired convenience store taquito look. In fact, I've often thought that the male genitals are the best evidence we have that there's no all-powerful creator who designed us intelligently. It's like the duck-billed platypus of genitals. Who would design that on purpose? Was God tired or having a bad day when he made the male sex organs? Crap. This creation lark is really hard and boring as hell. I hate my job. I'm so tired. 100 animals this morning and now I've got to finish man off. I'll just copy that leftover hot dog from lunch. Is it some sort of cosmic joke? I know, I'll make man immensely proud of his penis, but make it look ridiculous. It will be so funny to see him brag about a body part that looks like the last chicken in the shop. Or was it take your kid to work day and he let his boy have a go? Okay, Jesus, you can try this one. Here's some butcher paper and crayons. You go ahead and draw the genitals of this new creature I'm working on. Man. Then we can get the Play-Doh out and really go to town. Well, sending unsolicited dick pics is now illegal in the state of Texas where I live. It's a Class C misdemeanor, so you won't do hard time, but a stiff fine will probably still deter people inquiring how sweet their meat. So guys, take my advice. Don't do it. It's against the law, and it makes you look like a dick, literally as well as figuratively. Okay, by now you've probably picked up on the merest trace of an accent. As Geo said, I'm not from around here. I was born in England and moved here 20 years ago. And while both my countries speak a language they call English, words in America sometimes have different meanings, and this can cause serious confusion to the newcomer. In America, the word fanny is slang for buttocks. In England, a fanny is a vagina. So you can imagine my confusion when an American friend said, "Gee, I went on a long bike ride yesterday. My fanny is still sore." How the hell were you sitting on the saddle, lady? Does my fanny look big in these pants? Well, there's a little camel. Nope, you look great, honey. I know parenting's different these days, but when I misbehaved as a little girl, my daddy would spank my fanny hard. What the hell did you just say? Staying on the subject of genitals for a minute, to the English, beavers aren't remotely sexual. In fact, the youngest Girl Scouts in England are called Beaver Scouts and are led by a grey beaver. Please, sir, would you like to buy some beaver cookies? Not really, no. I'm working real hard to get my Beaver Explorer badge. That's lovely. In England, rubbers are used to raise pencil marks. Not here, which explains the strange look I got when, before a test in college, I told an American classmate that I didn't have a rubber and asked if she had a spare I could borrow. What? I said. I'm just trying to prevent myself from making a mistake I'll pay for later. Well, I didn't get that rubber, and she sat as far away from me as she could. And as I feared, the need arose during the test, and I just had to rub one out as best as I could. In England, my favorite dessert has a very strange name. To the English, a spotted dick is a delicious raisin cake. To Americans, a spotted dick is an excellent reason to call your doctor immediately. In either case, it's way better if you slather it with cream. And my favorite part of any English family gathering is chowing down on my Uncle John's spotted dick. And I'll leave you with the worst. This one makes me okay. The American use of the word spunk makes me positively queasy. In America, spunk means courage and determination. In England, spunk is slang for semen. And I have a friend who always describes her 15-year-old daughter as full of spunk. God, I hope not.
Oh, no.
Well, boys, I know you lost the championship game, but I've never seen so much spunk on a basketball court. My troop leader says I'm the spunkiest beaver she's ever seen, and she's seen a lot of beavers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been a fantastic audience. Geo, thank you for having me. I've been David Parsons. Cheers.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going for David. I hope you're having a good time with the show so far. Our website, Facebook, and on YouTube is Button Down Comedy. Feel free to follow us. We have a show every other Friday. Hopefully we'll see you with some more. Our headliner tonight, I met her doing the virtual comedy that the pandemic has kind of pushed us into doing. And she has been a provider of many laughs for me and for many other people. She's a Los Angeles native. She's currently residing in Tucson, Arizona. Longtime comedy fan. She stood up at her first open mic at Laughs Comedy Cafe in January of 2015. And like so many of us, she was hooked instantly. Please give it up for Roxy Merari.
Hey, everybody. Wow, thanks for that nice introduction, Geo. Wow, what a great show. David and Erica, give it up for them, you guys. So funny. This is some good stuff, man. Thanks for having me on, Geo. Yeah, I am Roxy. I'm here in Tucson, Arizona. It's great. Like, I have found a way, like, I'm glad that I was punctual tonight, like, I used to just be too punk to even show up, and now I'm just punctual. Like I'm mellowing out in my old age. Feels good. I do live here in Arizona. It is really, really stinking hot. Still, it was like it was in the 90s today. I mean, and it's almost winter. I'm not used to it. I am from a coastal town originally, but I have some workarounds. Like now, I just put my makeup on about 2 inches higher than it belongs, and I let it melt into place during the day. You know, usually around 6 o'clock, everything looks just about right. And by midnight, I've just got a big, like, just looks like my belly button is an eyeball. If I do crunches, it sort of blinks at you. Kind of fun, you know. What else? Oh, it's kind of overcast today. I thought it was gonna rain. So when it rains in this town and they say, oh, a 20% chance of rain, that just means that 20% of the town will get some rain. And literally it's, this block will have it and the next block won't. So today there was like this nice heavy cloud over my house, and I thought it looked like it was going to rain. And like this one drop just started it was like heading to, and I stuck my tongue out. I thought, I'm going to catch this raindrop on my tongue. It's going to feel like winter. And as soon as it got right about here, it just evaporated. Just evaporated. And I was like, why doesn't that happen when I'm with my boyfriend? The girls, this is pretty much a college town, Tucson, the University of Arizona. Go Wildcats. All the kids, and I work near downtown, like near the campus, and you see all the kids walking around with their shorts, and their shorts are so short. They're not even really shorts. They're more like just like long bikinis, really. But you walk by like all the little cafes and stuff near the school, and you hear people trying to get up, and all you can hear is like, like sometimes you don't hear that pop at the end, so I'm a good Samaritan. I walk around with a little spatula and I just, I'm like, get to class, child. You're wasting your parents' money. I help them get out of their seats, My girlfriends are like, why are you making fun of them, Roxy? They're young. They should wear whatever they want. Of course they should. All women should be able to wear whatever they want. None of it is an invitation for harassment. I just don't think it's practical. Like you're getting stuck to chairs, and my friends are like, well, Roxy, you're probably just jealous. You're just jealous because you can't wear those short shorts anymore. And I'm like, I can't, but it's not for the reason that you would think. It's not that I'm not tan or I don't have long legs. It's that those girls don't have any veins on their shins, those little bitches. Oh. Yeah, just wait till you have babies, girls. Okay. Let's see. A little note about the election. Well, first, Halloween was last weekend. Did we have a good Halloween? Did we celebrate a little bit? Like I still have got my Halloween background up. It was over too quickly, if you ask me. Next time, I think they should start putting the decorations up around, I don't know, maybe Labor Day. I think that would be fair since we're getting Christmas decorations before Halloween. But just a quick public service announcement, a quick PSA from me. Please make sure you check your kids' Halloween candy for a couple things. One, for absentee votes, because we don't know where I've heard a rumor that there's a problem with it, and they might have ended up in the candy. Also, I can't find like 4 of my really hardcore weed lollipops. So be on the lookout for those. I really want those back. Okay. So, yeah, it's this, we're coming down to a final count here in Arizona. All I can tell you is that I hope Arizona stays blue for the next 4 days till they can call it, so that I don't end up blue for the next 4 years. I don't want to be blue. Okay. Arizona did pass Prop 2. I was about to say 2007. Can we go back to 2007, right before the Great Big Depression? We'll just go back and no, we passed Prop 207, which means we're going to have legal weed, which I think is great. I think it's great because there's a lot less accidents that can happen from legal weed. Anytime there's a drug, there's people trying to make it at home. And I've just never heard about a guy blowing off his girlfriend's leg in a motel room because he was trying to manufacture weed. So I think it's a good decision. I mean, no one's going blind from drinking weed that was too strong because they made it in their bathtub. That's all I'm saying. So I'm glad that we did that. And okay, I'll just throw my hat in the ring. There's been a couple of these floating around the internet, but this one in Nevada, apparently counting cards and counting votes are both frowned upon. All right. Yeah, so there's a number of people have their own version of that, but okay, whatever. I'm allowed to. I'm a comic too, you know. I can fucking talk about Nevada and counting cards and shit like that. And yeah, finally, this electoral college is really starting to feel like the Electoral Technical Institute. Okay, not so much like a college. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know. It's been a weird quarantine. Like Geo said, it's been hard. A lot of us comics haven't gotten to work too much. I've been on Zoom a lot. It's interesting because when the quarantine like first started and I first started doing my Zoom meetings, I was doing a lot of just sitting on my bed, like with my computer in my lap facing me so I could see like my headboard behind me, you know, which is so different from how I usually see it, which is more just like this kind of like, yeah. So good to see it from that angle. Like that. Yeah, I'm glad people are finally starting to take the masks seriously. For a while, it felt like they just weren't really taking masks seriously. And I felt like, not to put guys down, I love men, but I felt like there was a lot more pushback from the men around my town than from the gals. And I think it's just a branding issue. I think if we really want to get all the guys on board, we need to just rebrand the masks, like start calling them like Magnum, right? Couldn't you just picture a dude just being like, oh, these masks used to be so constricting, but now with these new Magnum masks, you know, like, I feel like I can really breathe, you know, or we could get like the lambskin ones, right? Extra sensitive, right? Like I used to not be able to feel anything, but now with these lambskin masks, feels sensitive. I like it. So we're just gonna put the masculine back in mask. Okay, that's what it's about. I don't know. I hope that there's going to be a cure soon. Not a cure. What do you call it? Vaccine. I was about to say immunity, but that would be great, but I know that it could be a while. So anytime I'm starting to feel a little bit sick, I just go straight to McDonald's and I order like a 50-piece chicken McNugget, you know, because that's really where all the antibiotics are. Just it'll keep you healthy, those McNuggets, pretty much. It's weird. Like I can't, you know, I like that people can't tell what certain phrases mean during the pandemic. Like a lot of times I'd be on these Zoom shows and I would be like I could be on another window a little bit, just like clearing out all my cookies, you know, but clearing out all my cookies, like if I say that now, it sounds like either I'm getting really good at figuring out my computer or just that I need somebody to stop me from stress eating all the cookies in the house. Like, kind of hard. I too am a parent. There seems to be a theme, a little theme going on about kids and parents here among us comics tonight. I'm a single mom, and you know it's not always easy to get out for a show. Like it's kind of hard being a single mom and doing comedy. It's hard to find a great babysitter, and it really adds up. But I did find this fantastic babysitting app. It's for free babysitters, you guys, and it works every time. It's called Tinder. Oh my God, it works so good. Like you swipe and swipe. Like tonight, the guy came over, you know, and he said, "You're cute," and I said, "Well, you're cute too." And he said, "Well, what kind of date really gets you hot? Like what gets you really going?" And I said, "You know what really turns me on and gets me excited is just when you stay here and watch Disney movies for a couple of hours while I go out and like you know, drink a glass of wine and tell some jokes. Are we good? We're good, right? It's fine, right? It's fine. They're at my house. They're there now. It's fine, right? Like, don't you, ma'am, in the bottom right-hand corner, you look super concerned. Now, I assure you, this is Arizona. My daughter is 10. Like, naturally, she has a gun. Okay. Don't have to worry about her. She will be fine. Take care of herself. I'm not a millennial. Like, who do you think taught me how to use the app? Okay. It was definitely her. Okay. She's got one just for kids for her own play dates. It's called Kinder. So she might be on a date when I get home. It's weird. It's hard being a single mom. Like I like being a mom. I didn't plan on being a mom, but I like being a mom. I mean, I wouldn't trade my daughter for anything, like she makes my life great and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean, mostly because that would be illegal, but also I like her. It's weird. My friends are like, Roxy, you're a MILF, get out there. You're a MILF. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm like a mom you'd like to finger or whatever, I think I'm just like maybe just an MTWTF, just like a mom that wants to fuck, rarely has the time or the energy. On paper, that joke just looks like MILF, and then there's a arrow, and then it says MTWTF, because we write out our set lists. We just use keywords. And I was walking out that door the other day to perform, and my child saw that, and she said, "Well, what's the MILF? What's MILF?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's one of my jokes." And she's like, "Yeah, but what does that mean? MILF, arrow, MTWTF." And I just said, "It just means, man, I like friends. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday." Like, that's not funny. You're grounded. Yeah, God, and then this guy hit on me, and I like those acronyms. This guy hit on me, and he was really into bicycling, but he was just a mammal. And by mammal, I don't mean a nice, cute, furry animal. I just mean a middle-aged man in Lycra. My friends are like, "Roxy, you're a cougar. Get out there, you milfy cougar, you cougary milf, you get, go out there, go cougar." And I'm like, first of all, that term scares the crap out of me. Okay. Like when I think of a cougar, I think I have to just go like galloping up behind some like poor unsuspecting guy and like grab him by the neck, and like, pull him back to my house just drag him back, like a lioness. Oh my goodness, it scares me. And then you got to eat the intestines first, right? Because that's where all the nutrition is. Like, I watched a lot of National Geographic growing up. Like, I know that's the part no, I wouldn't do that. Like, I love baby animals. I wouldn't want to sleep with them. I mean, I love baby animals. Like, I need them for shoes. I wouldn't want to. Oh, I'm just kidding. I love baby animals. I would not do that to cute baby animals. Like, I use actual babies. It's a win-win-win situation. It's like I get my sweet shoes, crack mom gets her crack money, and CPS gets to just cross one off their list. That's dark. All right, whatever. Okay. But I date like all different kinds of ages. Like I'm at this kind of a interesting age right now because I can date people in a wide range of ages at this time. Like I can date people older than me by pretty much, younger than me by pretty much. Like I can date people half my age, which is crazy. Not that I would, not that I want to, but I can. Like I can date people half my age and they've, graduated high school, they've graduated college, they can drink legally. I mean, after this birthday, I could date somebody half my age and like they can rent cars at any of the national chains. That one hurt my heart a little bit when I realized that, but I don't like some guys are definitely too young. Like there was this guy I was dating and he came over and he was just perplexed why I would have decorative pillows on my couch. And I was just like, have you not ever seen this? And I didn't really get it until I went to his house and I asked him for a pillow because I was sleeping over and he just handed me 3 rolled up t-shirts rolled up around some socks. I was like, I get it now. I don't even think the socks were clean, which was pretty. Yeah, he was definitely too young. His mattress was on the floor and everything, and I was like, "Hey, do you have some protection?" And he just gave me his mom's phone number. He's pretty cool. I'm thinking about hooking up with her now. I shouldn't put him down about having the thing on the floor, the mattress on the floor. Like up until recently, even up until about a year ago, I had a mattress on the floor, but like I'm an adult. It was a Tempur-Pedic. Okay. Like it was definitely not the same thing. I don't know. I like older guys too. Older guys are fun. Like there's, older guy, like there's Viagra now. Older guys are fun. Like sometimes they fall asleep after sex though, and you can just like steal their stuff. I wouldn't really do. I wouldn't do it. I didn't do that. I only did that one time. Like I'm like, I only did that once, and I probably should apologize, right? Like, I'm sorry, Dad.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. That my dad's not even hot anymore, you guys. That's not even real. He's not. No, he's not. He's totally dead. Like he's not. He's not even hot at all anymore. I told that joke at a comedy club. I was hosting, and I told that joke at a comedy club, and then I went into the sound booth, during the next comic set, and that next comic was doing a joke about having sex with his dog, and I was like, oh, that's so gross. And the manager, Ian, was in the room with me, and he's like, well, Roxy, you have a joke about having sex with your dad. And I'm like, yeah, but my dad's dead. So that's like not gross. You know what I mean? Like it's not. And I was like, oh, wait, wait. Okay. I sort of get how that could come off as a little bit gross. I don't know. An election is really making me nervous. I'm worried about like all the tightening of the rules against women and for women, decisions for women. I know that it's nice to see that Georgia's having a little, an influx of some forward thinking. I know a couple of years ago, there was a senator there that was trying to make it a felony if a woman had a miscarriage or something. Like they were going to literally lock up women who, that was her proposal, right? To lock up women who had a miscarriage, which is something that a woman cannot control. And which just seems so archaic and ridiculous to me for obvious reasons. But it got me thinking, like, look, I don't ever, like, if this is the new America, I want to make sure that I'm giving the right impression, right? That I'm really, I've already had my one kid, but I don't want anybody to think I'm squandering my reproductive abilities, So to that end, I have made Tinder profiles for all my remaining eggs. We'll do that. I like it at nighttime, because when I shake my sheets out, you can't see all the dust. It's just inside. I like nighttime. Also, I look better at night. I've noticed if I stumble into the bathroom at 3 a.m. and there's moonlight, I am like, oh my God, you're so hot. And then when I drag my ass back in there at 7 a.m. when the sun is shining through, I'm like, oh my God, you're so not. So nighttime is better just for sheets and my face. I think it's good. I don't know. I see a lot of people walking around town. They've got their heads down, right? They are looking at their phones all the time. And I just want to say, I was walking around with my head down before it was cool. You guys got that from me, and kind of that's my affect. Kind of want it back. I like vitamins because I think vitamins are super friendly. Like I take a vitamin and they're all just like, hey, what's up, supplements? That's just silly. All right. Do you guys drink White Claw? No? Okay. Yeah, me neither. I think White Claw is like really, and not to put down pussies because I love pussies, but White Claw is for pussies, right? Can we just say White Claw is like, it's like the opposite of a gateway drug, right? Like you could probably use White Claw to get off of alcohol. It's like the Nicorette of alcohol. I'm pretty sure you can to just get off. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard smoking, drinking. I used to do a lot more of both those things than I ever do now. I did quit smoking. Actually, it's November, so it's 2 years. I haven't been smoking cigarettes for 2 years. But I did used to smoke cigarettes. I really liked them, and but then I heard that like it might not be so good for you. It's probably not that good for you. And I read in this scientific journal that like every cigarette you smoke takes 7 minutes off your life, and like you can't pick and choose the 7 minutes, right? It's not like 7 minutes when things are good and you're just like, all you got to do is like wake up and watch, Wheel of Fortune or something. It's like 7 minutes at the end when stuff is good. It's not like when you're, you can't take back the 7 minutes when you're getting a terrible blowjob or getting, a parking ticket or something like that. It's, but I read in that same scientific journal that if you just stroke a pussycat, you can add minutes to your life because stroking a pussycat releases all the good drugs that your brain already makes, like serotonin and endorphins. Probably it could be a human pussy too. It probably doesn't have to be just a pussycat. I just thought of that now, but I'm guessing that both are going to have the same effect. But if you just stroke a pussycat, right? So what happened was I was really stressed out and I needed to chain smoke. So I went to this place called the No Kill Cat Shelter, right? And I'm just smoking and petting and smoking and petting, like adding minutes to my life. And then, Carol over in the corner is like, you're ashing on whiskers, sorry. So that worked out pretty well for me until one of the cats got lung cancer. Yeah, from me being there. And they had to change the name to just Shelter.
Oh, no. No.
So I felt pretty guilty. I adopted one of the cats and I brought him home. And nobody told me about the cat box. Nobody told me how bad this cat box thing was going to be. Like, I did not know. And so I went on YouTube and I was like, deal with, stinky cat. Da, da. And what came back to me was train your cat to poop in the toilet. And I watched the video and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get, kitty M&Ms and I'm going to train this cat to poop in the toilet, and a day goes by and a week goes by and a month goes by. And my cat is dumb. He cannot learn how to poop in the toilet. So I just taught him to light a match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's still so hot here, just to like cycle back. And I know I'm all over the place, but like I'm like hot sitting here and it's nighttime. Up in the Pacific Northwest, there are people who get super suicidal and sad because they don't get enough sun. They have an actual disease, they're sad. It's called SAD, seasonal affective disorder. They're sad. They don't get enough sun. I'm like, move to Tucson, okay? You'll commit suicide for an entirely different set of reasons. Oh my God. Yeah. We have sad here in Tucson too, but it's just sweaty ass disease. What that is. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. There was this kid up there too. He was also sad up there in the Pacific Northwest. Not that he had got enough sun, but he was getting bullied, this kid. And talk about YouTube. He went on YouTube and he learned how to tie a noose and he went home and he used it. There's nothing funny about that, but like that really got to me. That hit me on so many levels because like my kid is the exact same age as this kid and she can barely fucking tie her shoelaces.
Oh my God.
I have to tie all her nooses. She's like, Mom, can you tie my noose? I'm like, yeah. Didn't you learn anything watching your dad? I mean, come on.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's terrible. I do a lot of volunteer work with teens. I've volunteered with a teen population for about 9 years. Every Tuesday night, I'm dedicated to these children, and I love them. And they do come from intense circumstances, and a number of them do wrestle with thoughts of suicide. Sometimes they come to me and they're like, Roxy, I'm feeling suicidal. Do you have any advice for me? So like, I think I gave good advice last night. I was like, yeah, why don't you just try cutting? It's just like suicide light. It's like all the ritual and none of the death. Oh, okay. There's the line. Got it. Good. Got it. Good. Yeah, I know. We've all been touched by that. It's rough. Let's see. Oh yeah. Let's see. Geo did mention that I am from, and that same kid, she was like, I was like, listen, if you want to talk or if you just want to hang, and then like right in the moment, I was like, I shouldn't have, like, that's a terrible text to send. I got to come up with a new phrase, right, for hanging out. It's not a good one anymore. We're going to have to just lay low. I don't know. I'll have to think about it next time I'm high. I don't really like to get high. I like to get hello. But so Geo did mention I am from Los Angeles. I did go back home recently for a high school reunion not too long ago. And, they were so happy to see me, man. They were like, Roxy, it's so good to see you. How's Tucson? How's your how's your family? You know, are you still a slut? And I was like, first of all, thanks for remembering. It's nice to be remembered. And second of all, yeah. I mean, like I would peak in high school. That's for losers. You know, still peaking.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What? Okay.
Hey, can I ask you something?
What?
Dude,
What?
what's up?
Okay. So yeah. So anyway, but it's Los Angeles. So all the you know, a lot of the women, like they still look like they did in high school, like they still had little perky noses and perky tits and you know, they no wrinkles on their face. And I was like, wow, you know, like how does everybody look so good? And it turns out that they you know, a lot of them got some plastic surgery and stuff, and it got me like a little insecure. It got me feeling like, well, maybe I should get a little something done, you know, maybe I should get like a nip or a tuck or something. And I thought, well, maybe I could just get like a little silicone, like not a lot, maybe just like 1 cup size, like 1 cup size bigger, but like in my vagina. And just to make it more grabbable or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It might be fun to like get a boob job. Like I think if I got a boob job, I would be ridiculous because I would probably be like going up to all my boyfriends and just like opening my shirt and being like, new tits, who dis? Yeah, I know that a lot of friends have been like watching a ton of porn during quarantine. You know, I don't currently have a boyfriend, so porn's it's a little boring for me because then I can't, you know, like sometimes I'll just like look at it, but I want to try the things and I don't have somebody there with me. Like yesterday, I had to come on my own back. It was a lot harder to choke myself. Also, I didn't have a safe word, so it got a little out of control. All right, I'll wrap it up with this. On the way here, I stopped at a Circle K to get something to drink, and there was a guy outside, and he was begging for change. And I was like, "Excuse me, young man, is this change? Is this for drugs?" And he said, "Oh, no, ma'am." And he had like a whole list of things he was going to do for $2. He was a financial wizard, really. And I said, well, you know, I only give my change to people who will use it for something good, you know, like drugs. And he was like, "Oh, I'm just kidding, ma'am. I'm definitely going to go get some dope with your money." And I was like, "Well, that's cool. That's a good decision. But I don't give my change to fucking liars. So sorry." No, yeah. There was this one guy that used to always be begging for change outside of that same Circle K. And I used to always give it to him. He had very kind eyes, and he just seemed like a nice person, and I didn't mind helping him out, and I didn't care what he was using it for. I don't care. That's what he needs for the night. I'm not going to judge. But I saw him the other day, and he was all cleaned up. He had like on a nice shirt and a good haircut, and his skin looked nice and dewy and everything. And I said, "Hey, Charles, it's so great to see you. You know, you look fantastic. You know, are you sober?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, that's great news. So life is good." And he's like, "Well, I have Parkinson's disease." And I was like, "No shit, that's awful. But like, at least you didn't have it when you were a junkie, right? Because like, huge waste of drugs. Okay, huge waste. I lived through the DARE campaign in the 80s. Did you guys too? You remember DARE? Drugs are really expensive. You remember that, right? Yeah. Don't want to be wasting it. Oh, okay. Last joke. I promise. You can't see right now, but well, let's see. Can you? Okay. I got these jeans at Goodwill. You guys. And I love them because they don't give me camel toe. I love it. They don't give me camel toe. They're so hard to find jeans that don't give you camel toe, which what a disgusting term. Who came up with that? A man, obviously, clearly. Definitely, probably, most likely. I don't know. Do you think there's a bunch of like mean girl camels just like hanging out in Egypt or wherever camels congregate, just like looking around at each other going, "Look at her. She has vagina foot." It was definitely a man who came up with camel toe because one day there was definitely a man looking at camel up and down, scrolled down to the camel's foot and said, "Yeah, I'd fuck that." I've been Roxy Merari. You guys have been great. Give it up for all your comics tonight. Thank you, Geo. Have a great night, everybody. Be kind to each other.
Woo!
Let's keep it going for Roxy.
Woo!
Let's give it up for David Parsons
Yeah.
and Erica Switzer. Thank them all for coming. I hope everybody had a good time. Please follow us on Button Down Comedy on Facebook and YouTube. If you feel up to it, I put the information in the chat for the donations. We have these every other Friday, so the next one will be on the 20th. So please come back and join us for some laughs. I want to thank all the comics for participating tonight. It was a great show. I had a great time, and hope to see everybody very, very soon. Have a wonderful evening.
Yay! Thanks, Geo. Thanks, everybody. Bye, you guys.
How do you do that? Great job, everybody.